আজকে এই আলোচনা সভায় উপস্থিত সকল দর্শক শ্রোতা এবং যারা বিশ্বের বিভিন্ন স্থান থেকে নজরুল টিভিকে উপভোগ করছেন সবাইকে আন্তরিক মোবারকবাদ। বিশেষ করে নজরুল একাডেমি কর্তৃপক্ষকে আমি আন্তরিক অভিনন্দন জানাচ্ছি। আমরা জানি বিশ্বে যারা বাংলা ভাষাভাষী আছেন প্রত্যেকেই নজরুলকে চর্চা করেন, ভালোবাসেন এবং নিয়মিতভাবে নজরুল কেবলমাত্র বাংলা ভাষা নয়। গত একটা অনুষ্ঠানে আমি বলেছিলাম নজরুল বিশ্বের নিষ্পেষিত মানুষের সকল ঔপনিবেশিক শক্তির বিরুদ্ধে জাগরণের কবি, মহানায়ক। এই নায়ককে আমরা কল্পনা করতে পারি নাইজেরিয়ান রাইটার চিনো এসেবির সাথে অথবা কেনিয়ান রাইটার নওবির সাথে। তাই এটি সময়ের দাবি নিয়মিতভাবে নজরুলকে বাংলা ভাষার বাইরে গিয়েও চর্চা করা। That's why today I have chosen to present something in English about Nazrul, especially who loves Nazrul, who think to defeat colonial power. Today I have chosen my topic is strengths of Kazi Nazrul Islam. Kazi Nazrul Islam is our national poet, but he is known as rebel poet mostly. Now, it's a great question. Why he is our national poet? Before going to start it, I will raise some questions. How many of us know why he is our national poet? Have we ever tried to know when a poet can be a national poet? How should a nation show its respect to the national poet? Have we ever thought why Nazrul is called a rebel poet? These questions are very crucial for us because that showing our respect to Nazrul nowadays makes us very confused whether Nazrul deserves the honor to be our national poet or not. If we solve the questions, we can reach our destination while we are spending our time to research on Nazrul. We know two words Joy Bangla of Kazi Nazrul Islam influenced Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman to proceed at the early political ground of his political career. Even when the Liberation War of 1971 started, the freedom fighters got inspiration from his poems, songs, because his poems and songs can easily awake a sleeping man to go to the battlefield and encourage him to sacrifice his or her life for human welfare and against illegality, corruption, suppressors, autocracy, and colonialism. The man who likes independence loves his poems and songs. As a result, the Shadin Bangla Betar waited for its launching until Nazrul's birth anniversary came in 1971, and the radio station frequently broadcasted his songs and poems in that time. Not only that, but also after being liberated, when Bangabandhu became free from the Pakistan jail and came back in Bangladesh, he decided to make Nazrul Islam our national poet. So he sent ambassadors to India with a request for Nazrul. At last, he succeeded, and Nazrul came to Bangladesh and started living here as our national poet. But the situation has been changed just after the death of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Especially for the last 20 years, he has been ignored notoriously. One day goes, an untouched and unseen force is trying to detach him from us. The reason is not unknown, because his poems, songs are cannons for destroying and threatening the capitalism, corruption, illegal, evil deeds, imperialism, suppression, and working as the inspiration of the deprived and powerless people all over the world. So, the more we know why he is our national poet, the more we shall be conscious about our rights, the more oppressors will be threatened to lose their power here and there, now and then. As common people, it's our duty to be aware about our rights, and we must go through his poems and songs for it, because he depicts every right clearly and shows how we can get them or what we should do to achieve our independence. But unfortunately, we confine ourselves in a vague discussion on him, on his birth and death anniversary. Moreover, these discussions have no significance to know him, especially about his songs and literature. A man can easily be confused after seeing how the state celebrates Rabindranath Tagore's birth and death anniversary, how the educationists do their research on his works, and how the print and electronic media play their role about Nazrul. The discrimination is clear to us easily. No doubt, Rabindranath is one of the greatest poets of the world. His talent is immeasurable. It does not mean that no one can be rich and got importance like him. Why he is the best one? Because when some others' writings are compared to his words and discussed, the clear distinction of their genuinely talent makes a difference and takes him the peak. Here we can mention Dr. Samuel Johnson's an evaluation. Whenever he evaluates on Shakespeare's writing, he tells that whenever you see a river or whenever you cross a river, you should not tell that the river is the longest or the deepest until you compare at least 100 the same river or same rivers. Similarly, here we must compare Rabindranath side by side Nazrul and some other powerful writers. Then we can say that who is the most powerful to us. In this regard, Buddhadev Boshu says, Nazrul came at the time when Tagore's influence was at its highest, treating himself free from bondage to it was an almost impossible feat. He escaped from Tagore, he means here Kazi Nazrul Islam, by the strength of his own personality and influenced Bengali poetry with new vigor, new blood. He awakened aspirations and longings which in their turn inspired a whispered, restless setting. They demanded fulfillment. The hour of turning had struck for Bengali literature. As Rabindranath and Nazrul are our national identity, do we give equal importance on both of them? If not, why not? Is Nazrul a racist? Or are his works in favor of racism? Or why is Nazrul introduced as a rebel poet only? Rabindranath was a poet of multi-dimensional genius, but Nazrul was also the same genius, and he was more than Rabindranath to some extent. It does not mean that Rabindranath is humiliated here. For example, Nazrul is a poet of all classes, races, countries. Mostly he is a poet of those who are the deprived. He was a teacher, an actor, a composer, an artist, a dramatist, a novelist, a story writer, a politician, a soldier, a father, a lover, a journalist, an editor, a farmer, and a revolutionist against colonialism. These are his identity. He never compromised with the colonialists and oppressors. So he was a complete man to us. That's why he could go to all kinds of people and feel them much. But with a conspiracy, he is introduced with us only as a rebel poet and music composer. To prove him as a poet of all races and nations, two examples are enough. First, he was only a composer who composed Islamic songs and Shama songs. Second, his songs of Eid al-Fitr. Most of us enjoy the music of Eid al-Fitr song and may not try to listen and understand the meaning of the song. If anyone tries, his minds must be changed and rethink to make any social discrimination. So, for the next time, whenever we will go through his songs, Eid al-Fitr, Oman Ramjaner Roja Sheshe, we try to understand the meaning. Here, we will see that he again and again urged the people, especially the wealthy people, to give their zakat. Their zakat, he used several times in the same poem, but we are dancing, we are enjoying, we are not trying to follow its meaning. More interesting thing is that when we arrange a number of programs to know Rabindranath's philosophy, and we never tell any words whether any philosophy exists in Nazrul's words or not. Should we believe that there is no philosophy in Nazrul's word? When Rabindranath was in peak of his famous for his excellent creation, Nazrul was born and broke the circle of Rabindranath. It is his specialty and his strength. And established a new era and trained in writing, especially in Bengali literature. He became successful to use his writings as a weapon against colonialism. He was also able to make a harmonious unity between Muslims and Hindus in undivided India. He should not be evaluated only as a poet or a composer. In 1971, we were influenced by Bangabandhu, whereas Bangabandhu was influenced by Kazi Nazrul Islam. In this way, he also became the part of our liberation war. So he is ignored. His ignored means we are destroying and dishonoring the spirit of our liberation war. He is being frightened for some reasons. First of all, if his words are read more and more, the truth will come out and no one can dominate us anymore in future. Second, those who want to get benefit after creating a racial conflict between different religious groups will be caught and rejected by mass people. I mean, in our country, no religious discrimination and communal right we will see ever and never if we read Kazi Nazrul Islam properly. Third, highlighting Rabindranath, his works may be hide, but doing it, Rabindranath is also humiliated and some other writings, especially our identity. Fourth, if his words are read again and again, no new colony can spread their wings anymore. Fifth and final one, it may be the part of international conspiracy as he is a Muslim. As Nazrul was right to discover some common traits and qualities among all human beings, he sang equality. Shammegan, I will recite in English also. I sing of equality. In my eyes there is no discrimination and distinction between a man and a woman. Whatever welfare-oriented works have been performed in the world for the benefit of human beings, half of that is achieved by women and the other half by the man. You know that nowadays feminism is a hot word, whereas we are trying to say that the people are not ready to give the women's rights. But more than 70 or 80 years back, Nazrul in his poem says that the world has been established because of the equal contribution of women and men. It means of what? He is the first Bengali feminist writer. We are forgetting it easily. Why? Finally, we hope Nazrul will be presented and remembered with the proper honor and the coward, hypocritical people will change their mind and refrain themselves from hiding Nazrul, but take steps to see the light in Nazrul's work. Otherwise, we have a weapon which Nazrul has given us, and will apply it to give them lesson. The weapon Nazrul, he himself declares in his poem Bedrohi, I mean the rebel. I would be calm that day when the cry of the oppressed would rend the sky, and here when the benching weapons of death of the times would not be rattled in the forecast battlefield, I would be calmed that day. Dear viewers all over the world, finally I would like to urge you, please try to Nazrul, read properly. Read means not going through word for word. Try to understand the meaning of Nazrul's, lesson of Nazrul's. If you go through Nazrul's properly from your core heart, I do believe nowhere you will see any discrimination among the religious, even men or women, even the upper class and the lower class. All of us can walk hand by hand. So try again and listen to Nazrul TV more and more, and patronize them, sponsor them again. Thanks everyone, especially the authority of Nazrul. Allah Hafiz.